Are you applying for a master's degree soon? Do you have a photograph in your resume? Is your resume multicolored? Do you have an objective right at the top? Do you have an acknowledgement stating that I hereby declare that all of the information I've given true to the best of my knowledge? Well, then you're doing it all wrong. Stay tuned to this video as I run you through the ideal resume format that is suggested by Ivy League universities themselves, and I run you through each section and how to write each section. And if you drop a comment below, we'll be sending you the recommended template for absolutely free. I am Sreekar Reddy, the co-founder of Gradvine and an Ivy League grad. At Gradvine, we've helped thousands of candidates to the finest universities abroad, with 98% of them making it to the top 50 universities in the world. So you know that the information that's coming to you is absolutely valid and genuine. Now, before I go into the section-wise classification of a resume, the first question that you might want answered is what's the ideal length? We strongly recommend that you stick to a one-page resume. This is recommended by most universities, and the only exception to this rule is if you have more than 5 years of work experience, or if you have a research-heavy profile with several publications and citations. Even in those cases, most candidates prefer a one-page resume, but if your body of work is very strong, it's okay for the sake of your application to stretch to 2 pages. Be sure not to end at an odd length like 1.5 pages though, because it shows that the resume hasn't been well thought out. So either compress to 1 page or fill up 2 complete pages. So let's move on to the resume section wise. Apart from your name and your usual contact details, the first most important section of the resume is your education section. Now, the order that we are giving you is very well thought out. You have to understand that admissions committees read hundreds of resumes, and therefore they like to read different sections and they expect to find them at a particular place. You are making life easier for them by sticking to a standard format, and that is the reason why we recommend you start with your education. The education section for a master's program is incredibly important that you keep the education section right up top, because universities care about what academic background you're coming from when you're applying to a particular master's degree. If you're applying to a program that accepts different undergraduate degrees, these universities also have certain quotas and preferences, and therefore they like to find that information up top, and you're making life easier for them by indicating it right there. If your GPA is strong, which is incredibly important for MS programs, be sure to mention it alongside your college education. If you are applying to a program that is a little different from your undergraduate major, then make sure to mention relevant coursework. For instance, if you're applying for a more management-heavy program coming from an engineering background, then you might want to mention any management-related electives that you may have taken. Once you move on from education, here is where the slight variation comes in. If you are somebody with full-time work experience, then you should follow the education section with your work experience section. It is very important that throughout the resume and within each subsection, you follow reverse chronology. Reverse chronology means that you put your most recent experience or project first. Universities like to read your career progression in a certain way, and reverse chronology makes it much easier for them to go through the entire thing. Within your work experience section, therefore, you have to put in your most recent position or project first and your oldest right at the bottom. While writing about any of your work experiences or your projects, it is important that you follow the STAR format, which is situation, task, action, result. Of course, if you want a more detailed explanation of what STAR is, you can click here and you will find it. But if I have to summarize, when you're writing about any work experience or project, there has to be a problem solution sort of description. So why did you take up a particular project, or what were the problems you were trying to solve in your position of work, and what challenges did you overcome while solving these problems? What kind of teams did you lead or manage, or what kind of teams were you a part of? And as a result of your effort, what was the final outcome of your intervention? Did you save costs? Did you save time? Did you create any other quantifiable result? Even if there is no quantifiable result, it's fine as long as you can describe how some sort of improvement was created. Make sure when you're writing about the projects that your sentences are short and there is an emphasis on the impact. Another major tip that I'd like to give you when you are describing your projects or your work experiences is to always start your sentences with an action word. For example, improved efficiency by X%, or led a team of so many people, or collaborated with so many different departments to deliver XYZ results. So this was the work experience section for all of you who do have full-time work experience or even internship experience. Now, for some of you for whom the work experience is limited or you don't have too many internships, You also might want to talk about the next section, which could be your academic projects or your leadership experience. Now, some resumes have both academic projects and leadership experiences separate, but if there is a constraint of space, then you have to pick one over the other. It is usually recommended that if you are applying for more management heavy programs, then you highlight your leadership experiences. If not, if you're applying for more tech or techno-managerial degrees, then it's okay to put in your academic projects. Now, if you'd like to take a call on what to include or what not to include, you can take Gradvine services and we'd be happy to help you out. Alright, when talking about academic projects in the next section, the rules that apply to your work experience section remain the same. Reverse chronology, STAR format, emphasis on the result, and short sentences starting with action words. Alright, the final section of the resume can have multiple different things depending on where your strengths lie. If you have a lot of skills in terms of any coding languages or any statistical or software tools, then you can have an additional skills section where you list out all of them. If you have a strong body of certifications, then you can just call the section skills and certifications and list them out after that. If you are a sports person or have a lot of extracurricular activities and you want to show that side of your personality to the admissions committees, then you can have an extracurricular activities section as well. Understand that as long as you're following the basic fundas, it is more important to highlight your strongest aspects of your profile. So one resume format in terms of sections does not fit all. This holds true for the other sections as well, because if you are applying for research heavy programs and you have a lot of publications, then instead of a project section, you might want to put in publications itself. However, the main fundamentals in terms of format, reverse chronology, language, STAR all remain the same. The subsections might vary for different profiles. Of course, we've not covered some very obvious things like you need the start date and your end date of your projects. If you want nitty-gritty details like this, we have a beautiful template that we'd be happy to send out to you. So just comment your email ID below and we will send out that template. Now, if you like this video, then please make sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel. And please share this video to all your friends who are working on their resumes for their MS programs.